Just about ready. Shane Ryan at the button. Signals are given. Gates fly and they're racing in the Godolphin mile, and Tamarkuz, up to his old tricks, was slow to move. He missed it a length and a quarter. Layal and Sloane Avenue went back shortly after the break. Freewheeling came out quickly. Frankie Four Fingers began well. Dark Emerald third. Then Graphic, Surfer, Prayer for Relief. Tamarkuz driving up on the inside of Quadrivium. Braids to midfield, 3 away from the rail. A length to Pylon from Gold City, Layal, Sloane Avenue. Forjat is second last, and Old Harthek is a length and a half away, bringing up the rear as they charge down the back of the track. They ran the first 400 metres in 24.6, and Frankie's the leader. Frankie Four Fingers takes them onto the back bend. He shows the way by a neat length to Dark Emerald. Freewheeling is third. Surfer's gone to fourth from the wide gate. Tamarkuz a half length away fifth. Layal's continuing to make ground on the fence. Then Pylon, Quadrivium, Sloane Avenue, Gold City, Harthek, Graphic, Forjat, Prayer for Relief and Braidster had dropped out to the tail. Frankie Four Fingers brings them onto the bend. 400 metres left to go as they flatten for the big prize. Frankie Four Fingers a length and a half in front of Freewheeling. Tamarkuz into the clear. Layal on the rail. Sloane Avenue is deeper out. Frankie Four Fingers led, coming to the final 200 metres. Freewheeling, Tamarkuz, Sloane Avenue on the outside are all giving chase. Frankie Four Fingers out on his feet. Tamarkuz put his head in front. Sloane Avenue coming at Tamarkuz. Tamarkuz fighting. He's won. Tamarkuz has overcome the slow start to win by a half head to Sloane Avenue. Freewheeling third. Photo fourth. Harthek, Frankie Four Fingers, Gold City. Then Layal, Prayer for Relief, Pylon, Forjat, Quadrivium, Surfer, a long break Braids to Dark Emerald, and Graphic was one of the last.
We'll look at the photo, but it looks as though he has won the grand final after winning his way through the carnival. Tamarkuz from the one gate was up to his old tricks, and he missed the start. But Paul Hannigan has been able to get him motivated. He's moved up, laid down his challenge. Sloane Avenue went with him, but perhaps has just missed as we wait for the photo. 1:36.81 is the time for the 1600 metres. 1:36.81 is just 3/10 outside of the record. Number one is the winner. Number one, Tamarkuz, ridden by Paul Hannigan first. 15, Sloane Avenue. Frankie Dettori is second. Number two, Freewheeling, James Doyle third. Harthek is rattled from last to run fourth. Frankie Four Fingers fifth, and Gold City is sixth. 1, 15, 2, 11, 6 and 10 are the placings after the running of the Godolphin mile, and the man who created Godolphin has arrived at Meydan for the 2015 Dubai World Cup. Sheikh Mohammed and his entourage at the back of the royal box and being greeted by some young ladies coralling and doing a very good job of it. Zoe Cadman's with the winning rider.
He looked like he was up to his old tricks at the start. Tell me how he jumped.
Of all the days, you know, to slightly miss it, it was, you know, he had to pick today, didn't he? But he's been so good lately, you know. But you've got to remember these horses, it's such a big day for them. There's a lot for him to take in. You know, it's so hot, you know. He's been running in the evening where it's been a little bit cooler, so I think just the whole occasion might have just got to him. But, you know, he dug so deep for me in the end there. You know, he really was a really genuine, very good horse.
Did you know you had it won when you crossed the wire right at the finish?
Not really, but when Frankie said to me, well done, you know, I never like to know until I hear the result go, you know, but yeah, I was pretty confident.
Paul, his form may have been in doubt. Do you think he's fairly cemented himself as one of the best here at Meydan after winning his last 4?
I think so. I think, you know, when you win 4 on the bounce, then you have to give him a lot of respect.
Well done, Paul.
Thank you.
Wow, what a dramatic Godolphin mile. That is how you get a race won when everything goes wrong for you. I'd pretty much put a line through Tamarkuz. He missed the break, Paul, couldn't get a good position. He was shuffled back round the bend and he still got home in front. Terrific performance from Paul. And how much class has this horse got?
He would have been a very unlucky loser. But in fairness to Paul, you can see him in His Highness Sheikh Hamdan's blue colours. But full marks as well to Frankie Dettori from stall 15. That's a real smart horse. That's a group horse in the making, as Jeremy Nacida said. There was only the width of a light coat of paint between them at the death. Very, very close finish. Really, really exciting. But the favourite has won, but only just.
I had a few people's hearts in their mouths, that's for sure. Massive cheer when they sort of formed that massive assault on Frankie Four Fingers, who's only managed to finish 5th in the end, having looked the winner for much of the race. And he's just found that he just hasn't got the legs to quite get him over the line when the others are throwing down a challenge.
You just wondered, did Mikhail make too much use of him? He seems to went a long way from home, didn't he?
Yeah, he does often do that. He's very, very confident on these horses, very positive on them, and he looked like he was gonna hang on, and I wanted him to, and then I realised Tamarkuz was back in it, so having looked beaten at one stage.
But it's been a tremendous,
not what we expected.
It's been a tremendous carnival for Paul Hannigan. When you think of that horrible fall that he had at Wolverhampton, missed the first couple of months of the season out here in Dubai, but is a very top jockey, Paul Hannigan, and he's really slotted in magnificent into the Shadwell team. Great team player himself and Dane O'Neill, and delighted for Paul Hannigan while riding the winner of the Godolphin Mile. The favourite is home, the son of Speightstown, the horse that cost $325,000, beautifully bred, and he's going to win more races.
He is, and I think the long-term plan is to perhaps try and step him up in trip next year and go for the World Cup. They did think very seriously about running him in the big one this year. I'm delighted that they didn't. But then again, the way he's done that there, you know, he does look like a horse who will get further, but he's so much speed. But Paul wasn't able to really make the most of that early on. It's going to be interesting to have a look at this race again, because as Terry said it in commentary, he missed it sort of a length and a half. He didn't just miss it a little bit. So that was plan A, straight out the window. And as Paul said there, of all the nights to do it, Tamarkuz, and he looked so good in the preliminaries, didn't he?
He fell asleep.
I think that might have been
fell asleep. I'm not talking about Paul, I'm talking about the horse. But in fairness to Paul, that's why he's a top-class jockey. He knew there was no point in panicking. Just have to ride him now for luck, and he did. It got close between himself and Lale around the home turn, but when you're riding the best horse in the race, he gets you out of trouble, doesn't he?
Yeah, indeed. Really pleased for everyone at Masaba around Mahari's yard. There is Masaba leading in Tamarkuz, champion trainer for the first time here in Dubai this year, and he's got a few chances. Sadly, got a couple of non-runners on the card. That's Fatih Exiema on the right there, just congratulating Paul, and I'm sure His Highness Sheikh Hamdan will be ready and waiting to greet this fellow.
He would be absolutely delighted to see this horse win.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be. He's didn't breed him, as you said there. He's purchased at Keeneland in the September sales of 2011.
Bred by a good breeder as well, John Gunter. And Speightstown doing extremely well as a sire.
Sheikh Hamdan's quite experimental himself with the American bloodlines and the mares that he sends to quite a few different American stallions, just trying to find out what will work with the mares that he's got.
And that's why later on in the programme it's fascinating. He normally retires the fillies at the end of their 3-year-old career, but he's kept Pharma in fillies as a 4-year-old, and didn't work on the dirt, but back on the turf in race 5, and can't wait to see her at 6:30 the Alquaz sprint over the 1,000 metres. Very, very unusual for His Highness Sheikh Hamdan to keep the fillies in training at 4. He loves to send them to the paddocks and wait to have their babies. He's a wonderful, wonderful breeder, Sheikh Hamdan. Wonderful farms all over the world, in Shadwell, America, Nunnery Stud, of course, in just outside Newmarket as well, and Derrinstown Stud in County Kildare in Ireland, the limestone land. Wonderful breeder and very knowledgeable man as well.